So in this video I want to talk about gaps. In the stock market, you get gaps every day. The stocks close at the end of the bell each day, and on the opening bell, they can gap, and quite often do, up or down. With the Forex market, because it's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, you only get gaps once a week. There's a high probability that these gaps will get filled, usually within 24 hours, but sometimes a bit longer. I mean, sometimes they can take weeks, months, or even years, but they will get filled eventually. The reason I'm showing you a gap is I don't trade it on its own. I mean, a lot of people will try and trade into a gap. They'll watch it Sunday night or Monday morning, whatever part of the world you're in. The gap occurs at a different time, but it's usually Sunday afternoon, Sunday night for most traders. Now, they will try and trade a close of the gap. Now, it's not a strategy I use, but I'll get to how I use and how you will hopefully use the gap in a minute. So let's take last week, not this current week, but last week. We had a gap of over 60 pips on British pound Australian dollar pair. If you just play a blind sell when the market opens, aiming for this gap, to buy back down here, you can't just do that on its own. I mean, you're talking about a drawdown of 200 pips here, and okay, in this case it does eventually come down, but not always. A market can take a long time to come back. So to my mind, not a valid strategy in itself. But let's say you knew that this gap was here, and you're working some other method. In our case, hopefully, that would be price action. We figured out a price action method that would get us short somewhere. This area here, closing the gap, so taking a profit around about, let me get this in, taking profit perhaps not specifically here, but in this area, could be a very valid take profit for us if we shorted somewhere here and the gap was still open. I mean, this is 1 week from here to here. This is 1 week. I mean, this is the current week we're on, and you can see we have another gap here, and it was filled basically within a few hours. So we have sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. So it took a week before it closed. So that's pretty much all there is on gaps. Like I said, I use it as another tool for price action trading. As you will see in the first example I gave you, that I started these videos off with, I think it was the Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Here we go. So I get rid of these objects. This was our trade here. This is our trade using this bar here, and we have here, that was part of the target, was closing this gap. Right, we'll cover that later, but I think that's pretty much all you need to know on gaps for what I want to show you, at least. Okay, so right, on with the next video.